This may be the bravest black man. In a place ruled by white men, he dared to whip a white plantation owner. The enslaved black people watching nearby were utterly shocked. Born into generations of slavery, they had never seen any black person defy a white man's orders, let alone whip one. The black man began to strike harder and harder, tearing the plantation owner's flesh with every lash. Still not satisfied, Django picked up a rifle from the ground and fired several shots into the white man's body. At the sight, a black enslaved woman stood frozen in disbelief. It was 1980, a time when racial discrimination ran deep. Black people were seen as lifelong property, tended to plantations, or treated as objects of vented frustration. Django himself had once been enslaved, but unlike most, he always carried a yearning for freedom. It was on this very night that he tried to escape with his wife, but they didn't get far before being caught by white overseers. Hearing his wife's screams as she was viciously whipped, Django swallowed the last bit of his pride, dropped to his knees, and begged them to let her go. Instead of stopping, the overseer only worsened the punishment. When it was over, they branded both Django and his wife, before sending them in opposite directions, north and south, ensuring they would never see each other again. As Django was being marched north, a carriage suddenly blocked the path. A man inside introduced himself as a dentist, claiming he meant no harm. He was simply looking for enslaved people from the Carucan plantation. One man admitted he was from Carucan farm. The dentist quickly approached him and asked if he knew the Brittle brothers. Django certainly did. They were the ones who tore him from his wife. He would recognize them even if they turned to ash. Satisfied with the answer, the dentist offered to buy Django for a high price. But the slave trader refused, telling him to get lost. Insults thrown, the dentist didn't hesitate. In one swift move, he shot the trader. The enslaved men jumped back in shock. They never expected such decisive action from a dentist. But the man was clearly used to this. He tossed down $100 as payment for Django. Before walking off, however, he handed Django a shotgun. Django understood immediately. Later, when the dentist brought Django into a nearby town, the white residents stared in disbelief. They couldn't believe it. In this deeply racist era, they couldn't fathom seeing a black man riding a horse. But the dentist didn't care. He tipped his hat and greeted them politely.